Welcome to Chapter 11, the last chapter of Bridal Traffic. Congratulations, you made it. We were originally only going to have 10 chapters to this DVD series, but we decided to add the 11th chapter, and we're going to call this a bonus. The name of this chapter is called Cool Free Tools and URLs. So let's get right back into it. One of the first things I want to talk about is making your customer feel like you are an authority within your niche. Have you ever thought about that? If you're a professional photographer, or maybe you're a gown maker, something like that, well, chances are there are very few people who really call themselves experts in your specific niche. Now, why do people call themselves experts? It's not like one morning somebody wakes up and they say, hey, I'm an expert. It takes time to become an expert, and you have to start building a following. And one way to do this is to host your own talk show. So one of the resources that you can use to start hosting your own talk show is resources like YouTube. It can be you sitting in front of a webcam with some detailed information on a piece of paper with bullet notes of things that you're going to talk about. Just make sure that the quality of the content is good and compelling. Have you ever dreamed about being on David Letterman? Well, guess what? This is your chance. You can essentially have your own internet talk show just using YouTube. And the next morning after you upload your show, maybe you have 13 people that watch your talk show. The following morning, maybe you have 26. At the end of 5 months, maybe you have 10,000 people watching all of your shows. You're building a following. You might find yourself all of a sudden getting unusual emails and requests. Like somebody might send you a message saying, hey, I love your show and I'm a big fan, and I would love for you to do an interview with me. I'm with this magazine. Or you might even get speaking engagements. You'll never know what you're going to get with it, and you won't get the exposure unless you put yourself out there. You can also do a streaming radio show on shoutcast.com. And then there's always podcasts, which is another subject altogether.
Yeah, podcasts are huge. I'm pretty sure that the current statistic on the number of internet users who are listening to podcasts every day, like on their way to work and stuff like that, is something like 17%. I mean, that's huge. So the quicker you work out a way to put your content, put your voice in front of people, be it on a talk show or information product or whatever it is in a podcast format, you'll be surprised at just how many people who, while they're either jogging or they're in their car on their way to work, will be listening to you. And to them, it's like a religious thing to do this every day. So to hit them at that moment, that's a really great time to get your message across.
And Chris, as technology advances and new cars are being built, I can see maybe 5 years from now where every car radio just about has a whole podcast component to it, where you can just tune in and listen to different podcasts through the regular radio dial.
Right, you better believe it. It's only growing. Okay, my first tip, and I want to talk about this, it's sort of a weird one. There's a service out there called Animoto. It's Animoto. At Animoto.com. And what it does is it allows you to take your existing pictures, and once you upload them there, it creates a music video just using those pictures. And let me give an example of how to use it the best way. Let's say you might not feel comfortable getting your camera out, or you're worried about scripting, or you're worried about your message. Well, sometimes a picture tells 1,000 words, right? Particularly in your wedding space. It's such a graphically well-represented industry that I think a lot of people will get a lot of use out of Animoto. We're dealing with a client right now who has a monumental task of selling a product that no one even knows exists. So they can't even do keyword research and all that because no one's searching for it. It's a product for the marine industry. I won't go too far into it, but we turned him on to Animoto recently, and it was like a breath of fresh air for him. And now he's using it as a fantastic selling tool. All we did is take his abundant amount of photographs and uploaded them onto Animoto and chose 4 music videos, and we created them for him. And before you knew it, we had 4 videos, and he can use them in all of his marketing, and he's just thrilled. So just, when you go in there, have a bit of fun. It's not particularly serious, but it can have a very serious effect on your business. Like, for instance, look how cool this is.